Okay, today is March the 6th, 2017, and right now at 10 p.m. we have a temperature in the foothills of 42 degrees. The relative humidity is 57%. The dew point is 28 degrees, and we have a barometer reading which jumped up to 30.11 inches. All right, now today we had very, very intense, it was very bright sun for early March, and that is because we've got a lot of high pressure installed in this area to block a gale force system which is moving towards the west coast, and also a storm system which is also moving down towards the west coast. These are sort of winding around each other, but they're furiously installing high pressure right in this area, and that's going to bring us 87-degree temperatures by the end of this week. So they are setting up that high pressure. We've got jet stream flow right into and diagonally through California and out this way. So that what's going to happen here, this is moving sort of to the north, and if this gets caught up in the jet stream, guess what's going to happen? So these weather controllers are busily trying to configure some high pressure right here to stop any of this weather from moving in. We've got the jet stream right here, and we can I think I've got that map here someplace. No, I don't think I have that. Nope. Okay, let's take a look at the surface analysis map here real quick, and we can see what they've got drawn up here on the map. So we've got a storm 988 millibar right here moving to the southeast, and then we have this gale. These are going around in a pinwheel, it appears. This is moving to the north, and then we have all this high pressure over here right off the west coast, and we have these purple occluded fronts. That's where these transmitters are generating the heat. That's a warm front that's overtaking a cold front. A storm, a natural storm, should have just a cold front, moving through, and of course high pressure. This is all low pressure, and so high pressure will always be on the backside. And so, but this is a abnormally high pressure. What we're seeing behind the frontal system of this is just manipulation, all of that. So we have this storm moving to the south east. Actually, these are both sort of drifting towards the west coast. If we go back and take a look, we can see that. We'll put the grid on right now, and we can see that all this is moving as a one big mass towards the U.S. coast. Also, there's a high pressure right here to. There's a lot of things going on. We have clockwise rotation right in the center, right here, and we have this thing trying to spin counterclockwise. There's actually an area up here that is spinning counterclockwise, and of course this whole area is spinning counterclockwise. They've got high pressure right here to spin all this clockwise, and then this thing right here is the gale that is sort of moving in a northerly direction right there. So, and we have high pressure. We had very intense sun all day, even though the temperature remained in the high 50s most of the day. Things are going to change this morning. The main point I want to make is that this morning at 10:30 a.m. we had a relative humidity of 22%. 22%, and that is less. This morning we had that reading was less than 24 hours after we had the rain. We had 1/8 of an inch of rain yesterday, Sunday, which fell about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For about an hour, it rained pretty good, hour and a half, something like that. So we had 1/8 of an inch of rain on Sunday, and less than 24 hours later, this morning, we had 22% relative humidity. And that's because of all this high pressure being installed. We had that nice tropical flow that brought us all those chemtrails here about 3 days ago. We should have had rain, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but that was all sprayed over. That was our big opportunity for rain. Those weather controllers sprayed over that Pineapple Express moving in. We saw that. We had some of the worst chemtrail activity we'd ever seen. And then they allow that storm which is now over here, to dump a measly 1/8 of 1 inch in the foothills. And now it looks like we're in for some summer weather here towards the end of the week. We can see what's happening here. We've got a big dish-shaped area of high pressure. It's followed this. Let's go look at the East Coast real quick. There's some interesting things going on. We can see some manipulation going on right in the center of this developing storm system right here. And we see a semicircular shock wave right there, moving into the corner of Texas, right at the very top of Texas. There we see that semicircular shock wave right there moving to the south. Now, if you look what's happening right here, that is a transmitter blast right in the center of that developing system, right in the core, to disrupt what is developing there. We can see that happen right where the pen tip is, right there. You see a hole open up, and we see some very abnormal evaporation patterns right there. So we see a lot of evaporation right there, and then we have a shock wave shooting out. So now if there's any air traffic in the area of this event right here, they may have experienced some severe air turbulence based on some of these fingerprints we're seeing here. Got a shock wave moving out from that area of high pressure that's been installed right in the center of that developing system. We have a lot of severe weather right through here. It's not likely planes are flying through this area, but if there was planes, they would probably have some air turbulence because of that descending air right in this area, right over that is Nebraska right there, I believe it is, right there. Now in the visible light mode, it's hard to determine what's happening. We don't see the shock wave down here. But in these two maps, the IR map and the water vapor map, we can see what's happening. So I just wanted to point this out. This is that system that moved through California here over the weekend. All right, let's go back to the other maps here. We have the IR map for the West Coast and the Northeast Pacific, and we can see a lot of manipulation going on right here. That is pretty obvious. Take a look now at the water vapor map for the western U.S. You can see a lot of chemtrail activity right in this area, all through here. A lot of aerosol spraying going on right here because this is all moving towards California. We can see a transmitter right here heating this area, installing high pressure. If we go back to the IR map, we can see a lot of outflow right in this area where that descending air is being installed, that high pressure dome, which is going to bring us 87-degree temperatures here in about 2 to 3 days. So these people are manufacturing, these weather controllers are manufacturing a heat wave to block a lot of this crazy weather that they have generated, helped generate over many decades. Now, this area of open ocean right here is going to be heated up because of that cloudless sky, very high pressure, and that allows the sun to heat the upper 3 to 5 feet of ocean water, and of course that will eventually, if this remains in place for a long time, then that will heat the ocean and change the weather as well over time. So these are consequences that are either intended or unintended, but they are affecting the weather as well because they heat the ocean. Look at this. We have a big giant square right here, pretty much. Breaking this all up. We got a gale force system and a storm right up here. We saw that. Here's the Doppler map. We can see that storm out here. Storm front. This is all moving to the east. Out here on the west coast, we have rain up in the upper western corner of California. Right up here. This is the jet stream. Okay, so there's no rain in the southwest at the moment. Here's the pressure map. You have the sea level pressure right here. This is a high pressure zone with a lot of squiggly lines. There's a lot of manipulation going on right here as this area of high pressure is installed. We've got, as I mentioned, we had rain, and there was a lot more rain to the north of us, and so they are quickly drying things out in time for this next series of weather systems. All right, so the 500 millibar, this is what that looks like. We have a lot of squiggly lines up here near the Canadian border. Closed low out here. And here's the 300 millibar map. A lot of squiggly lines all through here. Out here we've got low pressure up here. Okay, so that's the report for tonight, and we'll just leave it right here. Got that jet stream moving right through California, and look at the evaporation right here as this flow moves into California. Everything is just drying up right here. Okay, that's it.